Hello, good morning. How's everyone doing? It is so nice to be here today, and I want to welcome you to the Montessori Master the Montessori Live show. Oh, today is going to be such a great day with an awesome topic for our training. So let's get started.
Hey there, this is Tanya Wright from MasterTheMontessoriLife.com, the place for Montessori lovers ready to make themselves centered, organized Montessori guides, nurture happy, normalized children, and create smooth, successful Montessori days. Let's get you closer to your transformation today. Welcome.
Good morning. I am Tanya Wright with Master the Montessori Life Show, and I want to just tell you that you're more than welcome to visit masterthemontessorilife.com to find all kinds of awesome Montessori resources and information that will help you grow on your Montessori journey. Good morning, those of you that are watching. It is so nice to have you here. And I know that you can't see each other, but I can see you. So say hi to me. Tell me where you're watching from, how you are doing. I just love doing these trainings because of you, because I want you to grow in your Montessori journey. Yes, I believe in the Montessori philosophy that much, that I want you to be successful. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed, and I don't want you to feel like it is not doable. I am here to help you. So visit masterthemontessorilife.com whenever you want important information. I write articles on there all the time on different Montessori topics. And if you want resources that I have created that will help you just shortcut the work that you have to do in Montessori. I know that there's so much out there and it can get really confusing, really overwhelming, and make you want to stop altogether. But I am here at shop.masterthemontessorilife.com to help you find the perfect resources that will help you in all kinds of Montessori topics, all topics. All right. I also want to invite you to a couple of Facebook groups that I own. They are completely free. So you can come if you are a homeschooler, go to Facebook and in the search window type the Natural Homeschool Community. Whether you're doing Montessori or anything else, as long as you're homeschooling, you're welcome to come and learn. If you're not homeschooling, but you're wanting to learn to homeschool, you're more than welcome. So anyone that is wanting to do more or better homeschool, you're welcome to the group. And there's another Facebook group. If you are doing Montessori only and you really want to hone in and focus on that, then you really want to go to the Montessori Way Prep Room, and that is the other Facebook group. You just go to Facebook, in the search window, type the Montessori Way Prep Room, you will find it, request to join, and all of that good stuff. So I can't wait to see you in there. Now, today's training is episode 58. That means that you have 57 past episodes to watch and to learn from if you are new. If you have been following along and keeping up, then good for you. But if you wanted to revisit some topics, or if you wanted to see what kinds of topics I've been talking about in the live trainings in the past, then go to masterthemontessorilife.com /live dash trainings. That is live, LIVE dash trainings, because that is where I put all of the topics that I talk about. And you can find them all there. Every time there's a new topic, it's added automatically there. All right. And I also want to tell you that the best way to stay in contact with me, so I stay in contact with you and you don't miss out on anything, is to join our email list. I'm not going to be spamming you. I'm not going to be sending you nonsense. It's all Montessori and it's all really well thought out, only topics and material that will help you propel you forward on your Montessori journey. So remember, everything that I do is with that in mind for you, so you can be successful and change those little lives. It is so, so awesome. Go to masterthemontessorilife.com/emails. That's it. And you will sign up there, or go to just masterthemontessorylife.com, and right there on the homepage, you will see the sign up for the emails, and that's how you will get the emails. All right. So without further ado, let's get into today's topic. Today's topic is the Montessori curriculum made easy. Oh, that sounds too good to be true, but is it doable? Let's talk about it today. Are you wanting to do Montessori but aren't sure what Montessori curriculum to follow or implement? Are you not sure if you're actually needing a Montessori curriculum? But acknowledge that getting some guidance with ideas and inspiration would help you a lot. No worries, I have been there, trust me. So, in this training, we will be discussing why you should have a Montessori curriculum resources list with lesson plans, ideas, and more. They are high quality and will help you more than you know. So let's get started. Why? Let's talk about why you should have a Montessori curriculum resources list. Okay. Sorry, I'm correcting my notes right here. Just a second. There we go. Yeah, that was really interesting. I just somehow have a typo and it didn't make any sense. So I was trying to fix it right there. All right, so let's put together a list of Montessori curriculum resources. You are here because you love this method of education. Let's do it right and as targeted as your main goal, which is your children to learn, right? You are here and you want to do Montessori, not because it's beautiful, not only because it's awesome, but because it actually helps children learn so much better. As Montessori teachers or Montessori parents, you want to be smart about your time and your planning. Remember, oh my goodness, years ago when I was still a school teacher, I would spend more time preparing the lessons than actually delivering the lessons. It was this hamster wheel of non-stop planning. It was constant planning. I'm not discounting the value of planning, don't get me wrong, but there are certain ways of getting you into a routine while keeping the material fresh, and that is by having a Montessori curriculum resources list, okay? You want to be organized and let your days run smoothly because you are prepared. But let's get you prepared the right way without wasting so much of your time. You should have a list put together because it will keep you on top of things. It will keep you completely inspired. It will keep you out of a rut, which means keeping things fresh, and with great substitute material if you are in a bind. So something didn't work out or a material broke. and all of a sudden you're out of an activity to do. You have your Montessori curriculum resources list ready to go. And if you are running a preschool, or you are in a Montessori school and you are out that day, it's a great way to have some substitute material for whoever takes your spot that day. So having a list in your hands can make all the difference between feeling lost and behind and feeling ready and organized. Okay. And you know that that is true. Have you ever felt that way where something came up, something unexpected, and you were not prepared, or you're getting burned out from all the time that you're spending planning? And the execution does not even take that long. So it can be pretty frustrating. I don't want you to be frustrated. So let's talk about how to get your Montessori resources list. What should you have on the list? There are several ways in which you can put together a list of Montessori curriculum resources. We will discuss it in a few paragraphs, so keep on reading. If you are reading this in the article, and right now I'm telling you verbally, you just follow this list. You should have a list. You need to make your life easier without compromising the quality, okay? So I'm going to give you the link to this that I wrote, my notes, so you can follow along and you can take notes. You can come back and refer to it. You can share it with friends. So just give me a minute. I will share that link with you. This is very important to keep in mind, especially as you read and write your lessons. You have to make your life easier without compromising quality. Okay, you will find lesson plans on many Montessori materials that follow the Montessori method in your prepared environment. So make sure that you have this on your Montessori curriculum resources list. Okay, number 1, a list of the Montessori subjects that you want to incorporate in your Montessori environment. So first, you will research the Montessori subjects and you will decide which ones you want to incorporate in your Montessori environment. We've discussed in the Montessori Way Foundations workshop, for example, how there are some Montessori guides that want to focus only on the academic subjects. There are Montessori guides that want to focus only on practical life and sensorial using the Montessori method. And there are some that want to do all of them. So, you can decide, do your research. And I have a lot at masterthemontessorilife.com, so you can learn and make the right decision. Think about this point very well, because even though you might not implement everything right away, you want to start with your resources list for Montessori curriculum with practical life, and then you want to slowly ease into the others. Even if you're not doing all of them, you don't want to just start boom all with everything all at once. You will get overwhelmed. The children will get overwhelmed. It's just too much all at once. And remember, we are trying to help you maximize your planning and minimize the stress. Number 2, a list of main lessons for each of these Montessori subjects. So you say, I want to teach Montessori practical life. That's wonderful. So that was for point number 1. That is great. It's on your list. Now you have to make a list of lessons for that practical life subject. But did you know that there are 6 categories in the practical life subject, and that there are hundreds of activities under each of those categories. So, what are you going to start with? What are you going to begin teaching the children? You can't all of a sudden adopt everything at once. That is defeating our purpose here, which is to keep you organized, prepared, without overwhelming you with the planning part, right? So, you want a variety of lessons, but not a very long list that are in the same topic. Um, so you don't want too many that cover one of the categories of practical life and then you're neglecting the other five. It would be much, much better if you had 2 or 3 activities for each of the 6 categories and then just rotate among those, right? That is how you create more well rounded individuals. You're not neglecting any of the categories and you are bringing in the freshness and the variety without overwhelming yourself of having to do it all at once, because that is where you can really get burned out. So you want enough lessons to keep it fresh. For example, you have the parts of the leaf and it transitions into parts of a flower and it transitions to parts of the fruit, but you see the connection there. It's weaved in there because it is all botany, but you're not being overwhelmed with you're pushing it all at once, because then you are responsible for the setup of all of them, the maintaining of all of them, and the presentations of all of them. You're putting on yourself a lot. So take your time to just weave them in very gently. And you know what? You won't overwhelm the children either, because you are giving them time to really focus and learn on what is in front of them. If you give them too many choices, you think that it might be a better thing that they have too many choices, but they actually get overwhelmed. They feel like they have to do it all instead of understanding that they can pick one thing or another, right? So there are 2 ways to get an amazing Montessori resources list. One is for you to take a few days to sit at a computer and browse around. You can be more than welcome to use masterthemontessorilife.com. You can find great varieties of lessons and varieties of subjects that, from the points that we discussed earlier. But you can also have a ready made list of resources that already have everything that you need to do Montessori at home or anywhere that you choose to do it. So I'm telling you the truth, this done for you resource list is going to be super easy for you because it's a one and done. You will be able to download it and use it over and over, and it just takes you to the right places because it's almost like a table of contents, all the science, all the math, all the language. So all you do is read down the list and say, oh, I want to prepare a lesson for this. And you click on it and it takes you to the article that explains how to do it. So it really is an amazing list. I'm going to give you the link for you to look at this resource list at the very end of the training, which we're almost done. So be inspired, all right? Be inspired. This downloadable curriculum resources list is not necessarily something that you have to add on and be stressed about. It's like this added help, right? It's almost like you're bringing in an experienced buddy to your lesson planning meeting, and it will give you so much great advice. It will be your go-to list. You'll say, oh my goodness, where have you been all my life? It's going to shortcut your planning time, and it's going to inspire you because maybe you see topics on the list that you had never even thought of, including in your Montessori environment before. Or maybe there were some topics that you were kind of, to be honest, overwhelmed about, that you were trying to avoid, and all of a sudden there's a resource there that walks you through step by step on how to do it. So it doesn't sound great. It's just a great Montessori curriculum resources list that I think you're absolutely going to love. So before I give you the list, though, let me invite you to something that will take you even further in your Montessori journey. It is completely free. And I would love to invite you to join the Montessori Way Foundations workshop. The Montessori Way Foundations workshop came about out of the need of me coaching so many people over the 16 plus years that I've been doing Montessori, and finding that people are struggling with the same things over and over and over. And I said, why, instead of doing it one-on-one, I just put together a group and walk you through so you can grow together, learn together. And that way I do it 2 or 3 times a year. So we did it in January of this year, and now we're doing it at the end of April. I don't know if I will do it again this year or not, because we have some busy things coming up in the summer and in the fall. So I wanted to make sure that I was getting it out. So I want you to know that you are definitely more than welcome to join this free 5-day workshop. It is seriously completely free. It's 5 days. You're going to join me, and you're going to absolutely love it, because every day we talk about a different topic that I really narrowed it down to the most important topics that people struggle with, so I can help you the most. People have been taking this workshop with me for several years now, and they tell me that they have never grown so much before from a free training. So the trainings that I do every week with you here are just a teeny tiny taste on a very particular topic. But this workshop is specifically for the Montessori foundations, because if you don't know the foundations, you can follow a lesson step by step, but when you're done, you're completely lost. That's it. If you know the foundations and the basics on why the lessons are done the way that they are done, the Montessori way, and things like that, then you're going to see that difference, because you will have a firmer foundation in the Montessori philosophy. So it's 5 days, Monday through Friday, for 1 hour. We will meet together. This time I put it together in January as a course. So you will actually go through and use the coupon code, so you get 0 for it. You don't pay anything for it. It is a $97 value, but you will get it for nothing if you use the coupon code. So then you go into the Learning Hub, and you log in every day and you join me. The free downloadable workbook is there. You can see it right there on the screen. It is beautiful. You will need it, because you will fill out, as I show you the slides in the training, you will fill out the blanks. This will maximize, number 1, participation, number 2, the retaining of the material, because not only will you be actively working on it, but you will actually keep it for future reference. That's where I want you to be successful. I'm not just giving you the material, I want you to keep the material for future reference. So you're going to join me for those 5 days. 25 April to 29 April for 1 hour every day, and we're going to have it live, okay? So this training is going to be live. You can participate, you can ask questions, you can comment, and it's a back and forth, okay? It's not a video conference where I can see your faces, but just like right here, right now, you can comment and I can see your comments to respond to your questions and all of that good stuff. So you will sign up, you will get an email, you will log in, and every day you go to day 1 and the video will be there. There will be replays available, which is great news for those of you that might say, oh no, I'm at work at that time, or I'm not able to join live at that time. There will be replays for a limited amount of time. So you only get a few days, that week of the workshop, and a few extra days to catch up. So make sure that you keep up with the replays. And there will be a certificate of completion for 5 hours of Montessori training. It is not a license certificate, but it is a certificate of completion for 5 hours. A lot of Montessori school administrators send their staff my way because, number one, they know that this material is solid, it is good, it is helpful. And number two, because they get a certificate of completion, and that counts towards their development hours that they're required to do every year. So whether you are brand new to Montessori and you have no idea about Montessori, this is the right workshop for you. If you know a little bit about Montessori, then this will propel you forward. And if you have been doing Montessori for a long time and you're stuck in a rut, you're kind of burned out, you're kind of bored with it, or you have kind of lost your way, come back. Come and take this workshop for a refresher, for new, fresh ideas, for another reminder of why those foundations of the Montessori philosophy are so incredibly important to have. I've had people go through my workshop for years, and the brand new ones are just like, oh, this is amazing. I definitely want to do Montessori, so they fall in love with it. Those that have been doing Montessori for a little bit, but are kind of lost, fall in love with Montessori all over again. And those that have been doing it for a long time, they say, this is why I'm doing it. This is why I started in the first place. Thank you for the reminder. So you can't go wrong. This Montessori workshop is free, and it is for every level of Montessori learning. So there is no way for you to go wrong, especially because if you show up live, you are able to ask your own particular questions for your own particular situation, which makes it even more customized to you and your needs. So join me, join the Montessori Way Foundations workshop. Now, if you're looking at this and you're like, oh no, this is the replay of the training and it's already past the end of April. Maybe you're watching this over the summer, or you're watching this in October of this year or something. You're like, oh no, I already missed this. Well, go to the exact same link, okay? masterthemontessorilife.com/TMWF, which is the Montessori Way Foundations /workshop, okay? masterthemontessorilife.com/TMWF-workshop, and there will be a wait list there for you. Join the wait list. That way, the next time I offer the workshop, you will be notified. I will let you know, hey, the workshop is back. I never, ever, ever set these in stone because a lot of things can happen. As you know, life happens, and I don't want to let my readers down. So I prefer to keep them up in the air and just say I do it for sure 2 times a year, which I already did it in January, and now I'm doing it in April. And if I can, I do it a third time in the year. So take advantage and do it now. Sign up now. Go through it with me. Where will you be at the end of April if you don't go through the workshop? And where will you be at the end of April if you go through your workshop in your Montessori journey? Your Montessori journey will grow so much because this workshop has been perfected over the years. It has the exact information and materials that you need to set that firm foundation, okay? So on day 1, we're going to talk about the pillars of the Montessori philosophy and why those are so important. Day 2, we're going to talk about the Montessori environment, the setup, and all of those things, very important. Day 3, we're talking about the children and normalization in children. Normalization means the adjustment of children in the Montessori environment to where they are well-rounded individuals, to where they are seeking and desiring independence in the right way, and how we can facilitate that for them. Day 4 will be on the Montessori guide. We will talk about what your job is, what your responsibilities are, and what it isn't. That is so important, so liberating for the Montessori guides. They say, I cannot believe that I have gone through all these years of Montessori and I never knew these very important topics about me, the Montessori guide. And then day 5, we will talk about your next step for Montessori success. And that one you don't want to miss because that is where we wrap all things together. And it's really going to solidify the foundation for you in your Montessori journey as you move along after the workshop. So we will be together for 5 days for 1 hour each day. It will be intense with a little bit of an assignment afterwards that you can do. The assignments are optional, but I highly recommend that you do them. It's a little bit of homework, but it really solidifies what you learned that day. It helps you to think, it helps you to solidify, it helps you to implement and move you to the next step, which is the next day, and then the next day in the workshop. So please sign up. Like I said, use the coupon code so it is 0 for you. It costs nothing, but you do need to show up. And if you want that certificate of completion, then you need to complete all 5 days of training. That means you watch all the 5 videos, whether it's live or replay, and you have to complete the entire workbook. And that is the requirement for the certificate of completion. Otherwise, I cannot attest that you actually did the 5 hours of training. So if you work at Montessori school, ask your administrator if your staff can use that certificate of completion, those 5 hours towards the professional development hours. And so far, I haven't heard of anyone saying no. Every single administrator that has been asked has said yes, they accept that. And it's because they have looked into it and they know that this is solid material. So thank you so much for being here. Let me give you the link for the resources list that I promised I would give you. I did not forget. I knew that I wanted to give that to you, but I wanted to invite you to the workshop. All right. So the link for the Montessori Curriculum resources list is in comments. I just now posted it. Let me put it on the screen as well. It is going to be kind of long though, so you probably want to copy and paste it. If you are watching this in the blog post, then you will Yeah, that's long. The best way to do it really is to just go to shop.masterthemontessorilife.com and in the search window, type resources list, and it will take you right there to it. It's super easy. Just go to shop.masterthemontessorilife.com and then in the search window, type resources list and you will find it there. Remember, that's going to be your buddy to help you get started on some awesome Montessori lessons. They walk you through step by step. So join the workshop and get your resources list and you will be so successful. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am so happy that you are here and that you have joined me. It means so much to me. So I am also going to give you the link to the article because I know I'm putting it in comments, and if you're watching this, you're already in the article. So this one, masterthemontessorilife.com, and you will go to excuse me, the Montessori Curriculum Made Easy, and that is where you're going to see all of the information that I gave you today. Okay, the video will go up in a little bit. Okay, and that's it for today, but I will see you again next week, and the workshop is coming soon, so sign up.
I appreciate you sharing time with me today. You have tons of choices about what you're listening to, and I love that you chose Master the Montessori Life show. Thank you. Well, that's it for today. Until next time, this is Tanya Wright with MasterTheMontessoriLife.com. I hope that you will take the time to digest the training to create solutions that will bring about smooth, successful Montessori days for you. Let's get you closer to that transformation today.